Welcome to EVE Online. I'm Major Freak. Caveat, I suck at math. This is take 3. You're about to go in this hilarious rabbit hole of I suck at math time. So, how to make sense of the LP store when, say, running missions for MINMATAR Mining Corporation. Now, good news, I learned, I'm such a noob, that most of the income, if you're doing it right, and hopefully the math pans out, theoretically, most of your income as a missioner is from LP. When I look at this, I suck at math, so when I look at something like this, I go, brain, no work, I just ignore LP. Or just, I'll buy stupid stuff with the LP, and just, and whatever, I don't know, and I'm not really taking it seriously. Whereas if you're a missioner and want to take any risk out of this, you're absolutely going to want to be doing mission agents in a 0.5 system. And, preferably less if you're brave and stupid, but the problem is in 0.5 systems, if you're doing mining missions, that's where the gankers are. So, yeah, kind of dangerous. So I wouldn't recommend 0.5 system. There are some nice ones, and since we're on the topic, I'll bring it up for you. So Gulfonodi and Utindar have multiple level 3 agents. They're 0.5 system, I think. Yeah, and this one has a incorp storyline, in system. So that's great, Gulfonodi. And then Utindar, the Z-kill stats aren't great, because it's a 0.5. And I'm assuming that, I'm hoping that most of the ganks are moon mining related because it's a 0.5 system, right? So, kind of hoping that. I don't think, I'm sure they could scan down mission miners and get to their sites easy enough, and, drones are easier to scan down. So, there's a possibility that it's rife for, oh look, a venture in a mission, mining mission, let's go gank him, or something like that. I can't speak to that. I don't know. I don't know how prolific ganking is, but I don't know how damaging it would be to your mission. Of course it would be. So I wouldn't recommend it, but that's where the money is. 0.6 systems, there are some 0.6 systems. Let's bring it up. I've got all the good ones here listed. Some of them are in edencom victories, minor victory, and fortress, so they have 10% extra mining speed, so that's good. Koth for one, right? They're 0.6, a little less dangerous, right? Yeah, it's just your level of risk you're willing to take, right, for this kind of thing, and whether gankers are going to bother with ventures in mining missions, right? The thing is, though, let me warn you, and I want to drive this point home. There are every day, 23/7, 8 pages, dependable, and I could do it a random day and have it show up, of venture kills per day. This is date time 0100, so yeah, February 5th. So I can go to page 8, and it'll still be February 5th. So we can just keep going. All right, dependable, 8 pages a day. Oh, okay. Maybe it was a popular day. Maybe it was a really popular day. All right. I broke it. So, yeah. Believe me, it's a thing. And yeah, it's a lot. It's at least 3.5 every 3.5 minutes. Conservatively, a venture is ganked. There you go. And it could be the case that people are using for Sinos, possibly. Who's the most losses for Ragul? Sorry, dude. What's he losing? Like Yeah, I mean, it must have been, yeah, okay, so obviously it was in a wormhole situation related, I'm sure. Yeah, so that's why there are so many pages. Yeah, totally. Something happened. I don't know exactly what. That's just confusing. I thought it was an easy answer, but whatever. Yeah. Let's back away from the crazy people. So it's definitely possible. And your LP return is quite large. I mean, I was getting in a 0.9 system with 4 miners and a booster over, what, 2 hours? Just around 2 hours. I was getting 4,275 LP total, and that was one character doing the missions. And if, you know, if you're one person, it's probably going to take you probably 5 or 6 or 7 times as long, you know, an adventure. One assumes typically adventures are 7 times less speedy, so it would take you 14 hours to get that, right? So let's do the math, right? 4275 divided by wait, I suck at math. One sec. So over 2 hours, typically you'd get, on average, 600-ish LP, right? And that's every 2 hours, so divide it by 2. Okay, so on average, one assumes that every hour, if you're doing level 3 mining missions in a venture, I don't know if that's, like, I haven't even looked at it. I haven't even taken this subject seriously since 2004. So forgive my ignorance, but approximately 305. And if you were in 0.5 system, you could probably get like over 500 LP per hour in a 0.5 system with a level 3 mining agent, unless my math totally sucks, which it probably does. But yeah, I will game it out. I will do the missions in that system with an alpha in a venture and other ships to see if it can be done at all. And let's look into the rewards, though, because it didn't make sense at first because I suck at math, but let's do the math on this. So it costs, give me a sec. Alright, so we're going with a gyro, right? So we're going with a gyro. It's going to cost you 90,000 plus 36 million, right? So that will take you, if you're doing it per hour, right? It's going to take a noob, let's say 550 per hour, right? In a 0.5 system. You're going to have to take, so every 163 hours divided by, say you're a casual player and you get to play 4 hours a day, maybe. Let's say doing mining missions level 3. It's a lot. Alright, so it'll take you a month to be able to make enough LP to do that one purchase of the gyro stabilizer, right? And yeah, let's humor me, we'll go with that number. I just made that number up, it's arbitrary. I tried to make it math-like, but, right? So we've got the gyro stabilizer, and currently it's second place. It was first earlier. It varies, right? So we've got almost 2,000, and you know the meme on the forums is, oh, it's got to be 2,000 LP or it's not worth it. And you're like, okay, great. Let's do the math on that. And it tracks pretty much the price here is pretty much the price on here, and the going rate for the gyro stabilizer for buy orders is 89, so that tracks pretty close. So we'll use these numbers, and it's spiking right now. It's kind of worth it. So maybe it's falling. I don't know. I'm not. I'll pay attention to it for a bit and see how it varies on Fuzzworks after a month or something, right? Just track it for a while. So gyro stabilizer, we have my calculator, and okay, so the initial cost for that blueprint from the LP store is 36 million plus, we'll go by this number, plus 236,758,265, right? Plug that in, right? And then we'll add it to memory. And for each of these suckers, they're going for buy orders to buy orders. So 89637,437, and you're an alpha. So you're going to incur an 8% tax right there, right? So we're going to go, crap. I suck at math. You'll laugh. I'm gonna guess that's like times 0.92. That's probably wrong. I suck at math. My apologies. So that's how much you're getting per, right? As an alpha. You times that by 5, right? So you're getting that much, and the cost of that is that much. So you're getting that much, and so that's your profit once you sell all 5 of them to a buy order with 8% tax after sinking all this money in to the LP store to get the blueprint, right? And I'm ignoring the cost of this is peanuts, right? So we're going to divide that by 90,000, and hopefully the math is right. We'll get close to this number because my math sucks. It probably won't. So, okay, so am I missing something? I must be missing something. It can't be that horrible. Well, my math. Let's check it out. So we're going to assume no tax, no numbers, and we'll just plug in the numbers because I want to be able to match this number to what I just plugged in, because why the hell not, right? What other numbers is it calculating, taking into account, right? So 36 plus 236,758,265, right? And then we plus that, and then we go 89673,437 times 5, right? And then minus memory recall. There you go. Divided by 90,000, right? Per LP. Am I missing something? Okay, there we go. All right, so that 8%, right there, that brought it down to 1,500, right? So something to keep in mind, unless I totally suck at math. I probably totally suck at math. Give me a sec. So memory recall. So I'm just going to copy this for a second. Wait, why can't I? There we go. There we go. Give me a sec. So I'll plug that over there, and then right. 89673,437 times 0.08%, right? And 89673437, right? Okay. Times 5. And then minus 272,758,265, right? Divided by 90,000. Okay, well, okay. I just suck so bad at math. Anyway, so that's your ISK per LP as an alpha when you build that. Okay. So it's not 2,000, sorry. But your initial investment, of course, is a month, and it's going to cost you that much. I mean, can you make that much in mining missions? I mean, I was making, just for ISK reward alone, I was making about 3.7 million, right? And it was a 0.9 system, but it doesn't, I don't believe you get more ISK value. I think it's just in the rewards. It's pretty standard too. I mean, every single time I did one of these missions, it was exactly the same LP, no variations, but the ISK value was varying, right? It's very dynamic. So I'm assuming that I won't get more ISK, but I'll get more LP, and that's where the bread and butter is. So, yay, right? But yeah, that's in 2 hours I make that. Let's do the math here. Bring it over so you can laugh. So I assumed it was 30 days, and I do 4 hours a day as a casual player, and I make so it's 120 hours a month, and I make enough for, I'm assuming I make enough for the LP, right? So divided by 120, so 120 hours into that is, no, that's going to take longer to do. Okay, so we're assuming it's going to take me every hour I make approximately that in a 0.5 system, right? So it's going to take me 163 hours, and per hour I was making roughly half that, because that's 2 hours. So every hour was make 1.8, and if you're it would take longer. I suck at math. I'm assuming 7 times less, 7 times more time to complete this. So every 2 hours, let's see, 1 hour sometimes, so every 7 hours an alpha would make 1.9 million. Divided by 7 hours times 1.9 million equals, assuming all things being equal, and I suck, so it's definitely not, it's going to be approximately 50 million ISK in 160 hours of mining, right? And from what I noticed, I wasn't getting any bounty for killing mission rats in mining mission site. It was really kind of weird. I was getting them in storyline missions, but not in mining missions. So yeah, the little drones that you kill in mining missions aren't giving you any oh right, they never did. Drones, they never did. My apologies. It's been a while since I ratted. So you can't make that doing mining missions. I mean, how are you going to make that extra, right? I mean, it's yeah, that's like, you know, that's a lot for an alpha. I mean, where did you get that? If, like, honestly, like, this is the funny thing about this whole thing, because I tell, it's just the comments are just so wrong. I mean, I'm really glad I don't live on the forums, or at least I don't post this crap to the forums, because the amount of just plain 100% wrong comments you get is like, I know I suck at math and it takes me a few times to get it right, but I plug away at it and I fact check until I correct my own mistakes, and then I get to look at the real under the hood stuff. And that's what you got to do with it. Otherwise, you're like, you can go mine Kernite in mining missions, and there's literally no Kernite in any mining mission. And when you go to Amber, there's only storylines, and the storylines that have those are like, you know, 1 of 10, and they suck. And yeah, sure, you can get lucky and maybe get that one storyline mission once a month, maybe, and get a whole bunch of oh, and the safety of high sec. Oh, it's just such a meme. Anyway, so how is an alpha gonna make that much? Well, 160 hours, right? If we're let's look at my history. 163 hours, right? 163 hours. You can make per hour 5 million. So if you ground away in level 3 missions in a 0.5 system, you could make 800 million-esque if you were doing that in low sec, grabbing Kernite and Amber and doing it right. And although I just mentioned 8 pages of ventures every day, if you do it right, you got a Higgs rig, you stay aligned to that station at full speed, dick around with 0.75, you're gonna stay on for blah blah blah. It's just freaking, the amount of clicking you have to do is directly related to your chances of dying. So align that station with a Higgs rig in a venture, start mining, get a bookmark so you can track along the belt and mine those Zomber or Kernite basic, and you can make decent amount of ISK. And I'm gonna compare that, like, this needs to be done, because people are like, oh, do this, it's lots, blah. And it's like, nobody ever compares. Nobody ever goes, oh, okay, well, high-sec exploration is going to make you this much an hour, and low-sec Kernite mining is going to make you X amount of hours. That's going to be my constant. Like, what comparison to Kernite and Amber in low-sec mining in a venture will do this, right? If you do it right, right? Nobody's going to be able to stop you, period, if you're full speed and you're ready to warp at any moment. They can't even bump you in the time it takes you to just complete that click to warp, right? Yeah, become a hard target. Anyway, so moving on. That's dangerous, of course. I mean, it's more dangerous than, say, mining in a 0.9 system. Well, without the incursion, lol. I know, too funny. I think I've spent like $1 billion on lost on less geckos just because I did something stupid. Yeah, yay me. That's me having fun. Anyway, I gotta have fun. Otherwise, go crazy doing this stuff. So you can make a ton, right? So you're like, okay, so getting that much LP, 160 hours, right, is a large time investment to make the best possible income. And why not? Right? You've got the LP. That's great. Now let's go translate that. But the thing, it's like, you just spent 160 hours doing something that's going to make you, let's do the math. Like, is it worth, like, is it worth the hassle, right? So we're going by gyro stabilizers, right? So that was 800 million over 160 hours. In 160 hours, you can make this, doing mining agent 3 in a 0.5 system, right? So I'll have to do all this again because I suck. 3 plus 236 8 5 equals plus, okay, 89 673 blah. There. Okay. Times point 92 times 5 minus memory recall equals, okay, so that's how much you'd make at the end of the day with your LP. Plus that took 160 hours, you'd make about 50 million, right? So plus ish, I don't know, I'm ballparking it, right? So after 160 hours of mining, you could do that. And if you divide that by 160 hours, you'll make 1 million per hour. Is it worth it? Compared to having fun mining amber and kernite and low sec and dodging pirates? Yeah, the dodging pirates would keep you awake. Mining kernite, you could do that forever. You'd do that in a bunch of systems. Have fun. Annoy the hell out of the pirates. They'd eventually give up on you because it's embarrassing for them. They can't catch you. They just ignore you. They're just so used to easy kills, right? People not moving, people AFK, boom, you're dead. Sent back in a pod to your home station. But yeah, would it be fun for you? Well, it's only, like, look at it this way, it's only, say, at conservatively 4 times less than doing that dangerous low sec stuff, than mining. What's in compared to other stuff? Say, how about me? My bread and butter is doing pirate strongholds in high sec, and dependably, at best, I can do per account 60 million per hour. So that's an incredible amount. It's ludicrous an amount. It's going to get nerfed at one point once it starts to take off, because yeah, the botters are just going to go mental on it. Because I'm surprised they haven't already. It's just crazy. It's just so, like, I'm starting to see it, and we're starting to see the numbers just balloon on the MIRR, the monthly economic report that CCP deigns to track, right? So in comparison to that, it's peanuts compared. But I'm an Omega who's multi-boxing 6, 7, 8 accounts at once, and can do this kind of thing and scale up. But what I can't do is go into low with barges, even if it was safe, and mine the hell out of the amber and kernite, because it doesn't scale well. There's not enough ore in the roids to keep me going for more than 5 minutes, and boom, it's done. And it takes, like, if the numbers are still correct, since 2020, which I calculated myself and tested to death, it takes 20 days to fully recover in low sec for a belt. Takes 3 days to even regenerate, period, to 25% volume, I believe, unless they changed it. You never know with CTP, right? Yeah, they'll never say it in their patch notes. Yeah, you think... yeah, you're naive if you think everything's listed in the patch notes. So that's where we're at. Like, what's compared to high sec exploration? How about low sec exploration as an alpha? What about low sec gas huffing? I hear it's more lucrative than wormhole at the moment. What about like alpha abyssal stuff? So it's just like how it would compare. I made a video about that, so I don't need to belabor the issue. But yeah, I mean, is it worth it? I think so. I mean, if you do it smart and you're having fun and you're doing the best possible iteration of what you're doing, like 0.5 system, level 3 mining agent, maybe 2 of them in the same system with an incorp storyline, that would be, I believe that's, and this Gulfonodi and Newtondar, that's MINMATAR Mining Corp, right? And it's an incorp, Gulfonodi. Let's go take a look at Gulfonodi. Okay, Hulk, yeah. Of course it's going to get ganked. So, yeah, I mean, was it near a moon? It's probably 8 moon 10, and it's probably moon mining. Gila, lol. I'm assuming the Gila was, yeah. What the hell? Anyways. Yeah. Sorry, I'm just kind of tootling along. And Angel Ruffian, Angel Nomad. I'm assuming is this possibly it could be an insurgency, you know, that corruption stuff. That could be, it makes mining dangerous. So, moving on. Yeah, your choices are pretty good for MINMATAR mining. They're wonderful, in fact. They're lots of fun. Very limited, but if you like mining and you want to do missions, right? Unfortunately, I haven't found a station with 3 level 3 mining agents, unfortunately. Wait. Yeah, I don't think I ever did. I'm not sure. Let me bring it up. I want to fact check myself here. Yeah, these are level 2 and 1. Quite excited there seeing that. Yeah, this is the Aufay. Yeah, good luck mining in there. GALLENTE, I mean, if you want to risk it for the biscuit, Aufay, hands down. Yeah, but that would be a Omega, right? Sorry, digression. We're talking about alphas here. Yeah, I honestly don't think there's a level 3 mining agent. I looked. I mean, I did my best. 3 level 3. I'm wrong. Hampinen. So it'd be what? CALDARI. CALDARI, the absolute worst for LP. Oh my god. The LP is for LP is just horrendous. But yeah, they've got, it's a 0.5, 3 level 3. So have at it. Is it an incorp storyline? Yes, it is. So incorp, dark side of an oceanic planet. So that's kind of cool. And yeah, adjacent constellations, but yeah, it won't send you beyond one jump out. I haven't run into any ice missions lately, so heads up about that. Kind of interesting, kind of freaky. I just get this paranoid feeling CCP's watching my videos, right? I mean, like, I diss them so much, one would think they wouldn't want to bother, but sometimes I like look over my shoulder going, what happened to ice missions yesterday? I'm sure I'll get a bunch today. Yeah, I think that's the only one, honestly. Watch me be wrong. Yeah, I think that's the one. Yeah, that's the one. Sorry about all the scrolling. Hampinen. Do I have it on my list? Right here. Yes, I do. Incorp there. Yeah, on top. So Hampinen 0.5. Nah, well, let's check it out. Okay, they're going. Whoa, Jesus. All right, so Hulk, Orca. Yeah, if you're hanging out with Hulk, so you're gonna get ganked. Yeah. Mackinac, Retriever, Venture, by a rat. Poor little Venture. Oh yeah, the right idea. Maybe you're AFK. He was probably going with a speed tank. Yeah, I mean I'm not going to complain about his fit. I like the scoped. I always enjoy scoped. Maybe he was hitting still. Rip. Anyways, yeah. Sorry about that. Yeah. So I'll post this in the description right here. Just copy this. There we go. Yeah, I'll look at 0.7, but honestly, right? If you're gonna want to get more ISK, you're gonna be willing to take more risk. Yeah. But yeah, if you want to really risk it, Aufay, GALLENTE, level 4, Omega. Oh yeah, hands down, for sure. Just don't go hanging out with a Hulk. It's a great way to get ganked. Anyways, yeah. Other stuff for that are, we've got, all these are very high value, above 1,000 ISK per LP. I'll just show you, yeah, everything seems, the line seems to be going up for all that stuff. Now, of course, not so much. But yeah, I wouldn't recommend the tracking fleet tracking enhancer. You saw it's in the billions, just ridiculous. So I'd be careful of that. But yeah, the gyro stabilizer and the other one, the ballistic control. Yeah, the line seems to be going up in all of them. They're pretty nice. I mean, it could suck if the market gets depressed, but yeah, I mean, there are some really good. Like, let's bring up that website again. LP store. Like, some of the stuff won't cost a lot, and it doesn't cost anything to, you don't have to put that capital in to make anything, right? So I would recommend going for the, RX and the mining stuff, right? They're really good. I mean, this is a bit of, we're talking about mining missions here, and your access to the LP stores of that mining corporation, right? Yeah, it's pretty nice. I mean, you'd have to, like, right here, the least amount of LP necessary. I mean, how long would it take you to make that as an alpha, right? So 0.5 system, right? Ish, divided by 550, right? Per hour, approximately, I'm guessing. So it'll take you 19 hours, 20 hours. It'll take you 20 hours playing 4 hours a day. Take you about 5 days. A week. So let's say a week, you'll be able to grab the MX 1003. Hell, even use it yourself. But I mean, right? That's 20 million right there. That's pretty good, you know. I mean, in I suck. Give me a sec. No, damn it. Yeah, bring that up. So 20 hours. So you're making what times 1.9 million, slower by 7 times. So you're making like, okay, you just made 5.4 million ISK from the agent itself for rewards, including time reward. Well, assume you can finish the mission in the time required, right? Assuming. That would suck if you couldn't in a venture. That would just be so, I'm so sorry. But yeah, you'd be able to get that. Plus, you get, what, 15 million? So you get 20 million in 20 hours. So yeah, like I said, $1 million an hour, pretty much. So that's kind of cool. That's kind of neat. And plus, this is straight to market. So obviously, you're going to get less ish by that 8%. So it's going to hit you. Yeah. It's not horribly sucky. Right? That LP makes it worthwhile. So when you're into missions, you absolutely have to pay attention to the LP, because that's where you get most of your ISK, and absolutely go for 0.5 systems if you can dare it. That's where the money is. So hopefully that was educational. It certainly was for myself. I have a lot more respect for loyalty points now, whereas before it was just, you know, an annoyance of, oh, it's something, it felt like a mini game in Eve, right? And you're like, oh man, I don't want to deal with this is boring. But yeah, it's possible, and it would be interesting to check out the income, you know, of how fast could you turn over level 2 missions. Say level 3 missions are too difficult. How fast could you turn over a level 2 mission? And there are a few stations with 3 level 2 agents in the same station, right? So check that out. What's it possible to game the system in order to make a decent living off of mining missions compared to, say, distribution missions or high sec or low sec exploration, or some sort of abyssal combat for an alpha without going too high in the tiers that you'd die heartily. So yeah, checking it out. Plus, we always have the baseline guaranteed of armor and kernite and low sec, right? That's the baseline that'll go by. This is what you can get as an alpha. And the way I like talking about that is because it can't be exploited by some Yahoo whale in 10 hulks, even if he could get away with it in low sec, because it just doesn't scale well. It's just, there's just not enough ore in the belts to accommodate multi-boxing freaks, right? Even me, I'm calling myself a freak out. I've tried it, and the ore went instantly, and I just wasted my time with the cycles, and I'm like, wait, this is not going to scale well, and it doesn't. So, am I missing anything obvious? I don't think so. I think it covered everything. Have yourself a good one. Thanks for the one person watching this long. I appreciate the support. It's probably me in a year.